Hi everyone, today I'm going to be working on clearing the rust from the underside of this X3 BMW F25 model. It's 2011, but it's stood outside all its life and it's quite rusty under the back end, so I'm going to get under there and do that. To do this we have various things. There's some rust converter. That's quite a big tin of it's a sort of chemical that converts the rust into an inert, stable product that you can then paint, and theoretically it doesn't rust again from beneath. There's hammerite paint. Choosing that because it contains the same sort of product. It actually is an anti-corrosion paint, and it will provide a coating that then stops the water getting in. I may then go over it with a sort of under seal type product too. We'll see. But to start with, I'm going to have to wire brush off all the loose rust and get out get away any covers that are in my way. I've got a brush and a paintbrush. So before we begin, we need to put the car onto ramps. And now we're on the ramps, we need to get cracking. So let's get underneath and have a look at it. Okay, the car is on ramps, and you saw me put it on the ramp, so I know it's safe. Be very careful about working under cars when they're supported. You need to make sure they're supported properly. I've actually put the ramps on a sheet of plastic, so I can sweep the rust up that I scrape off the car, and if I drop paint, it doesn't matter. It's going to go on this plastic sheet, which I can use again and again and eventually throw away. So my mission here is to paint things like this, which is a main sort of chassis member or subframe member, and you can see up here there's more to it, and if I get a brush, you can see this starts to flake off when I start brushing it. So this is obviously a problem that I need to resolve. So I'm gonna do a lot of brushing work here and just try and clear off as much of the surface rust as I can. Then I'm going to paint it all and carry on from there. So I'm going to put this in a sort of high-speed mode while I do this. Oh, make sure you're wearing goggles as well. You get rust in your eyes. That's really horrible. I've got glasses on, I'm a long way away, and I'm being very, very careful. I'm choosing not to wear goggles, but I recommend that you wear goggles. Wear goggles. I'm not going to show you all of this, but it's worth bearing in mind that if you want to expedite this and do it really quickly, you can put a wire brush into an angle grinder and just touch that against all the rust, and it'll kind of whiz it off for you. But you need to be very careful using an angle grinder with a brush on it. Make sure that you definitely have goggles and gloves on, because it's a dangerous tool. I did use that on the Mercedes I've got, because there was a lot of rust on that. I'm tempted to do it here, but it's kind of whether really it depends on how sort of lumpy the rust is and whether it's coming off freely, and whether you can sort of see that you're back to a decent hard layer or not, and whether you want to make it sort of bright steel and get rid of the rust, which kind of means that the rust preventative paint isn't so important. But your call. Do as much as you like. The more the better, really. But be careful if you're using an angle grinder. I think it's worth pointing out that for some people, being underneath the car, scraping rust off it, really is their happy place. They can be at peace. Their thoughts can drift to things that are beyond what they're doing because it's a mindless job, and they're away from all the distractions of an otherwise busy world. And that's fantastic. That type of person will really, really enjoy this job. Happy place. Not you? Well, if it's not you, then at this point in the process you'll be thinking, what on earth am I doing here? This job should be done by a garage, or it shouldn't be done at all, and actually I don't care. My car can rust away and I'll replace the bits with new bits of metal when they've rusted away. If that's you, then probably best stop now, or indeed don't bother starting in the first place if you haven't already. But I'm kind of in a happy place. This is quite good fun. I've cleared a lot of rust off it. I'm getting a bit bored of clearing rust off it, and to be honest, I think I might paint it with the rust converter and see how that goes on. Okay, there we go. I've swept up, ready to go with the rust converter. It started raining now and it's lunchtime, so I'm going to go in and come back out refreshed, ready to put on my rust converter. Right, I'm back under the car for phase 2. I have my rust converter. This stuff actually says on it that it creates a hard layer that is protective, and it doesn't need any overpainting. I'm not sure I believe it. It also suggests 2 coats for sort of optimum protection. So I'm going to see if I can do 2 coats. I'll probably spray it with some hammerite as well, as I originally planned to. But it also says 24 hours to fully cure, so it's going to be a couple of days of work, because I'm not going to hammerite it until it's cured. So let's open it up and see how we get on. Right, in the box there are 2 very little brushes, very cute, not necessarily very practical. I've actually got a larger normal traditional paintbrush, which is a scruffy one, which I'm prepared to sacrifice. They also give us some rubber gloves. I guess they feel there's something about it that you need to protect your hands from, so see if I can wear those. And sounds hard, that's curious. What we need to do then, let's open it up. Wow, definitely shut there. Ah, curious. We have a bag. Well, that's very interesting. Well, that means that I can seal it shut again if I want to, I suppose. They're definitely trying to keep this stuff in. So let's see if I can open the bag, and ideally, spread the bag over the sides, and I can close it up again afterwards. Maybe these gloves are a good idea. Let's put them on. Ooh. Definitely ready for a procedure now. Either that or some mime, perhaps. That's it. Let's fold down these edges. See if I can get into the paint. Well, there we have it. Great, quite thick, quite painty stuff, this. Let's let's see how it goes on. Right, let's move you to here, so you can see how some of this goes on here. Now the trick with this would be to get it into every little crevice. I'm doing a bit, you can see, just to show you what I'm going to do, but I'm actually going to start right up there and do all of that and work past this. Well, there we go. It provides a black coating. It's quite thick stuff. Need to make sure I get into all these places. Jolly good. Yeah, I can see this is going to go on and it's going to look okay. So I'm going to carry on doing this, and I'm going to put it on a fast track, and we'll catch up at the end. Don't suppose I can. Well, I must say this stuff is going on rather well, and it's providing a very nice sort of black, thick layer. You can see where I've yet to do it. But yeah, it's good. I shall carry on. Okay, I think my work is complete. I've managed to do the floor of the car, and you know, that's actually sort of right up in over there. There's lots of areas of floor which is quite high up, really hard to get to. The subframe, that's this beastie here, that's all under here. That was the really important thing for me, the subframe, because that was very rusty, and replacing it is very costly. These pillars that are part of the main monocoque of the car, those were rusting, and these lower arms they were very rusty. I mean, these could be replaced, but obviously the bits that are part of the car cannot. They would have to be cut out and re-welded in if they were going to be changed. The brackets for the fuel tanks were a little rusty, and there were some bits of bracketry on the exhaust pipe as well, which I've done. So all in all, a pretty cool job. Hopefully that's extended the life of the subframe, particularly for a long time. It's, you know, it's done what, 14 years. I really need it to do another sort of 5 to 10 years. I'm not sure if this is going to do it, but I'm going to get back under here tomorrow, and I'm going to do some more coats on this. There's enough in the pot to do, you know, at least another sort of fine layer on this, and I'm going to do that, and then I'll give it another day, and I'll perhaps give it a coat of the Hammerite as well. I've still got that, so it would be nice to get some really good thick coatings on this. It's already pretty thick. I'm quite impressed with it. It's a good product, and yeah, hope you well, if you decide to do it, then bear in mind it's not going to be a very pleasant job. Obviously, you're underneath a car and you're getting potentially dripped on with paint, which isn't very pleasant. But lots of me time, very enjoyable. If it was useful, put a comment in the chat, give it a like, and I'll answer any comments that are put there. Thank you for watching. As usual, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye bye.